Cool.
Yeah.
It's like what's American Symphony? What's that called again? It's American something or other. It's the Beef It's What's for Dinner theme.
Oh.
Right. That was a that was
William
not
Bell Overture?
No, it's okay.
Right.
Engineering.
Sorry.
I need you to go find the. I need you to find the Beef It's What's for Dinner advertisement.
I get mine first.
I grew up in a different culture. It's fine.
I want to play this. It's by Aaron Copland. Thank you.
Imagine how in like 20 years we'll have to explain to kids what meat is.
They'll have lab meat. Surely.
Maybe bug meat.
They'll get a ration of it at least like once a month.
They really shouldn't. It's
Yeah, remember that back in the
expensive.
time when beef was what was for dinner?
Mm-hmm. It is the rodeo suite.
The rodeo suite.
They played it in the opening ceremonies of one of the American Olympics recently.
Probably SLC.
Probably?
Yeah.
But I remember getting very confused because all of it, I had always associated that with beef. It's what's for dinner.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was like, I'm a little hungry now. Thanks, Olympics.
I like
Everybody else in the world has no idea.
that is the danger of the like getting your song in the ad, right? It's like you have whatever a legitimate song, and then everybody's like, oh, it's the beef. It's what's for dinner song.
Isn't
You're
that
like,
cute? It's like I wrote a serious piece.
That song was about infidelity.
Yeah.
What's for dinner?
Go ahead and play it back when you're ready. Interrupt us if you need to.
Another day is drawing to a close, and all kinds of people all over the country are heading home for dinner.
This is the bookend to Morning in America.
Yeah, kind of is.
or it does sound like
And no matter who they
like
are or what they
Bonanza
do,
or like a
or
Western.
where they
Yeah,
make their
it is.
homes,
I'm pretty sure it
chances
is.
are their favorite dinners have at least one thing in common.
But of course, it's a Copeland too,
Beef.
which makes
It's what's
sense.
for dinner.
Now,
The but like also a lot of music like they're saying, oh, it feels like the Bonanza theme or whatever, right? And it's like, right. But why does the Bonanza theme and why do those songs all sound like all trigger that in our heads when we hear them, that kind of idea, right? And it's like, is it just purely through association with those things, or do they actually, when you hear them, you're like, oh yeah, I hear the Good, the Bad, the Ugly theme, and it's like, oh, that's a Western theme, obviously, right? That's the kind of cowboys.
it's that thing of like in a Western, especially if it's like a comedy or a sort of light thing. They'll have that like establishing shot of like a little Western town,
Yeah,
and then they'll play like a music sting like that.
yeah. And
I-
it's,
Yeah,
because it's appropriate, like because we feel it, right?
Yeah, I remember like when I started noticing that, like you have like in especially they do it all the time in cartoons because they have no they have to do things really fast, and so they'll be like, if they want to establish that it's like we're in England, they'll be like shot of Big Ben and it'll go do 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 do
Yep.
and go just
Yeah, Hail Britannia, right? You just
Yeah.
play that.
We're on the Asian continent.
Oh yeah. That plays every 30 seconds. I can't turn it off.
yeah.
Impossibly.
One sec, I'm...
It's so I thought it was super weird because like the Ranma one half theme, like because they're doing a remaster of Ranma.
Friends.
They're doing a new series. So but the Ranma theme has very heavy Central Asian, like has very this is that kind of has a bit of that kind of that thing. Not even with the instrumentation, because it isn't like Air Hero or whatever like that, but it is that kind of like that comes up, and you're like, oh, we're doing this because Ranma went to China, and that's how it became Ranma-chan, and then Genma comes back as a panda kind of thing. It's like, right, because strong ties to China, even though this is all happening in Japan, but the China element is important, so we're going to use that in our Japanese anime to refer to China. And that was such a weird thing to me to be like, why can't it just be like a normal pop song? Well, it can't. It has to be this.
It's amazing.